All right, there we freaking go. Okay, so technical issues. That was fun. My streaming platform decided that I needed to run an update tonight, and of course that screwed me up. So, good times one and all. Let me know if you guys can see the live video stream. Thanks for tuning in. For those of you who stuck around and were, I don't know, diligent, you had faith in me that things would work, appreciate it. Okay, so let's take a quick gander at what we have going on. Let's see. Okay. All right. Appreciate it, Mark. So let's start with a pocket dump. Nothing terribly exciting today. Well, nothing new, but exciting, I guess. Carried the Steelcraft Bodega from Todd Bag Knives. Have my Barrel Flashlight Co. flashlight with that little steel flame blingy clip. Although this clip works better than the original clip that came with it. Offing Mir Nimitz wallet. I've got a new one coming from him soon. He was able to get out an order just before his shoulder surgery. This is going to put him out for like 4 to 6 weeks. So, offing Mir Nimitz. What else is in my pockets? Pockets. Watch is the Lou and Huey Orthos, but they rebranded to Janus Trading Company, so it's a diver. I think that's it. Oh, and then I was carrying this pen today that's sitting on top of my notebook here for the various show notes. It's a field notes notebook. Was this Larevo leather? Oh, Levart leather. Goods. This book is almost out. I'm going to go down, probably pick up some more of these field notebooks from Blade HQ, but they're going to have to be yellow, of course. So there's that with the pen. Let's see here. Mark is making some funny comments in the comments section. I'm not going to repeat that, Mark, but I agree. So again, thanks for tuning in for those that are here. So that is today's carry. Love this knife. I had 2 of them. I had a blue one as well, but decided to keep this one. So yeah, Bag Knives should have some new stuff coming out in the nearish future, I suppose, but this was certainly one of my favorites from 2017, so. All right, let's move that crap out of the way. And so I do want to talk about some of the SHOT Show stuff that's coming out, because obviously that's where the excitement's at. No one cares about what's old anymore. It's all about what is new. So, notes, just because. I don't know if you guys can read that, but some new models came out. Blade HQ is, of course, at SHOT Show doing a ton of videos. I haven't been to SHOT Show. I don't really want to go to SHOT Show. It's a really large show, and there's some cool stuff that happens with knives there. But, you know, for like the limited amount of pay time off that I have each year, I prefer to go to Blade in the USN. It's just a bit more specific to what I like. So let's see here. Make sure I'm not missing anything in the comments. But you guys will have to let me know what you are excited about in regard to the Blade, to the SHOT Show debuts. Got my phone up and I favorited a bunch of Blade HQ's pictures that they put up. And of course, Instagram keeps crashing. I don't know if you guys on Android have been having issues with Instagram, but it crashes like every time I use it. It's a huge pain. Okay, so let's start with what I'm most excited about. That is, of course, the new ZT offerings that are coming out. So we have the, the 0609 at the bottom. We have the 0393, and then we have the 0462. And I do have a few, I don't know, comparables to the new stuff that's coming out. So, kind of the lineup here. Now, as far as the which one? Crap, there's so many numbers. As far as the 0609, the smaller version of this knife, I did get to handle it at Blade Show last year, 2017. I got to handle the prototype of the smaller version of this knife, and let me tell you guys, it is a Obviously significantly smaller, amazing ergonomics. The pivot's smaller too, so the pivot tool that that Kershaw's making or whatever for the 0609 will not work on the 0606, but it was a really nice little knife, so I'm certainly excited about that one. The 0393, which is the production version of the 0392s, looks really interesting. I'm not quite sure yet how I feel about the G10 overlay that's going to be on that one. It looks interesting. I think it'll offer a lot of options for customizing, which, I'd probably get like a carbon fiber overlay instead. But it's cool to see him do a production version of this knife because it was highly, highly requested. People kind of upset that, all the versions were limited edition and fairly expensive. I think street, so these are 400 street on the 0392 or the 0393, what, maybe like 240? Someone correct me if I'm wrong, but somewhere around like maybe 240. So, that's not bad at all. And then which one was this one again? The 0460, really nice little knife. I don't really carry this one a lot, but at some point in the near future, I'm gonna have to wear slacks to work every day. And so this will probably end up being one of the most carried knives that I have once that occurs. But I'm really excited for a larger version of this knife because I'm a huge fan of Persians and it's a gorgeous design. So the larger version of this knife is probably the knife that I'm most excited about, to be honest. So that will be really cool. So that is what's coming from ZT, of course. As far as the Kershaw knives, the only one that I'm really stoked about is probably the bare knuckle, which is the American-made Natrix that runs on KVT and has 14C28N. And then the Natrix in D2 and carbon fiber. No, D2 and copper looks pretty legit. I don't know about you guys. And let's see, the other one was the Concierge. That's the Dmitry Sinkovich design with like I can't remember how to describe it. The pocket clip is kind of like inlaid into the handle, or it's recessed into the handle. And I think Shiro made a version kind of, along the same lines as the Kershaw Concierge coming up. I don't remember which model it was from Shiro, but pretty similar. I'd love to see a ZT of that Kershaw Concierge that's coming up. So let's see. So Mark Tudor is asking about the Natrix at 110 bucks. That's actually the bare knuckle, and that's MSRP. Street should be lower than that. So American made, not bad. Not bad, at least in my opinion. Again, it's kind of the, like the affordable version of the 777 that, no one can get, highly coveted. I will say I did own a 777, and ZT has significantly improved their pocket clips and their action since the 777. So, for those of you who might still be chasing one when you get it, just keep in mind that they've improved a lot since the 777 on action and functionality of 3D sculpted pocket clips. So, just bear that in mind so you're not disappointed if you track one down and spend a crap ton of money on one. But a worthy chase, I will say, because I really enjoyed owning the one that I did for the time that I had it. So let's see, looking at the comments here. Yeah, so Bad Rattle's talking about doing some mods to the 0393. Yeah, I think that would be legit. The other thing too with the 0609, it'd be really cool if someone satin the highs in there to bring out that pattern a little bit more. I think that would look pretty legit. I don't know if someone could do that well. I assume that they could, but you might lose a lot of the definition on the on the machine work. But I'd still, if one of you guys want to try, please just tag me in the picture when you do it. So, yeah. Let's see, just looking at the comments real quick. Oh, okay, so Koala Pear, welcome back, said it was the Shiro Cannabis, which was the Shiro version of the Kershaw Concierge, which again, cool knife, cool knife. So, yes. Okay. All right. So let's see what else. New stuff. So last time I did a live stream, man, I had a lot of new stuff come in. Well, no, let's not jump to that yet. Let's talk about some of the other crap here. Some of the other interesting things. So Benchmade has dropped the HK line of knives, and it has been picked up by Hogue, which is really interesting because Hogue's quality has been really good, but I haven't loved their designs. They have like maybe one design out right now that I think looks pretty decent. It was debuted at Blade Show. Maybe it was debuted at one of the shows I went to last year. I haven't seen it hit dealers yet. Anyways, but I think the quality will be really good on the HK line, and they're still using the Axis lock, which is Hogue using the Axis lock on an HK line knife. Super interesting. I'm excited to try it out because I want to see how they execute the Axis lock as compared to Benchmade, considering that Hogue's quality has been really good so far. So I don't know if you guys are excited about that, but I kind of am. You know, it's something different. I didn't expect to see that, so that's kind of cool. And PDX Ricks confirmed that the 0392 and the 0462, the ZTs we were just looking at, will be about 240 street, and then the 0609, the smaller version of this, will be about 220 street. Oof. Guys, I love this knife. It is redonkulous. So I've had a lot of the ZT limited editions. Unfortunately, I let a lot of them go over the years. I'm gonna stop trying. I'm gonna try not to do that anymore because they're definitely knives that I miss. So I had the original 600. That thing was a beast. That thing was a beast. So, all right. What else is interesting? Spyderco. So I thought Spyderco brought some good stuff, or debuted some good stuff at SHOT Show this year. The Mantra 3, I think looks interesting. If you guys watched the Blade HQ interview that they did with Eric Klesser of Spyderco, he owned up to the fact that the Mantra 1 and 2 didn't flip well. And they didn't. Like, I was pretty disappointed. So I thought that was cool that he owned up to that, and they fixed it on the Mantra 3. Like, kudos to Spyderco 100%. So I'm excited to try that one out, to be honest. I'm excited to see if they really did like improve it significantly over the Mantra 1 and 2. I had either I think I had the Mantra 1, maybe the Mantra 2. It was okay. Someone wanted to trade me out of it, so I traded out of it, and I didn't miss it. So yeah. The other one I'm excited about is the Amalgam, which someone already mentioned in the comments, but apparently a college kid designed it. He sent him a CAD drawing. They liked it, but it's a compression lock flipper. Again, I'm hoping that they've made improvements to all of their flippers across the range. And I hope the Amalgam is well done too, because it looks pretty good. It's in a size that I like. I don't know about the steel. It looks, I don't know if it's like the faux carbon fiber handles, but honestly, I don't really care about the faux carbon fiber handles, but I'm excited to try that one out. Like, if nothing else, I'll drive down to Blade HQ and definitely fondle it. And if I can't leave without it, then, you know, so be it. They'll just get more of my money. So, yeah. Okay. So Jim was saying he was really happy. Well, Jim said Spyderco shamed all the others at SHOT. I don't know, man. I like the ZT stuff, but I thought they brought an A game. Like, kudos to Eric. Eric Glesser, Sal's son. I mean, he's trying to. I don't know. It's interesting to see the shift in designs that Eric has done versus what Sal has done. It's subtle so far, but I feel like we're seeing some differences. So, yeah, that is cool. All right. What else do we have going on? 0462 Hype, Powerful K9. Spyderco Bowies. So Powerful K9, I did see the Spyderco Bowies. They are lovely. I would have absolutely no reason to use them, but that does not stop me from owning a knife. So, yeah. Okay, let's see here. So Mark's complaining about the pivotless pivot, or I guess they call it like the see-through pivot now, the STP. Instead of the pivotless pivot. And, you know, I get it. You know, people aren't thrilled about the fact that you need a special tool for the knife. But, I mean, you know, the pivotless pivot is what makes RJ Martin. I mean, it's like the quintessential thing. And if they're going to offer it for $10 street, like I'm okay with that. I have no problem, to be honest, because yeah, it's $10, and if it's readily available, my issue is when it's like when it's like $80 and you can't buy the damn thing, like that pisses me off. So yeah, so I have no problems with the STP. Since the tool's only $10, but again, that's my preference. That's my thing. Yeah, you know, again, it's another tool that you buy, but yeah, I don't know. We're going to definitely have varying opinions on that. You know, yeah. Dr. Franke just said they should have sent me the tool 2 months ago. This pivot is larger than on the 0609, the smaller version of. Yeah, God, the numbers, guys, it is so hard. But this one is larger than on the 0609 that's coming out. So the pivot tool for the 0609 will not work on the 0606 CF. So yeah, I already compared those, confirmed they're different. So yeah. All right, let me take a look at the comments. Caleb is asking if this is field notes. This is. It's from Levart Leather, and it's a field notes cover. Couple of pockets. It's nice. I've had this thing for a long time. I really enjoy it. Nice yellow stitching, matches the nice yellow field notes. So, all right. Let's see. What else? Oh yeah. So Kyle was bringing up the fact that you know, we're getting more KVT and less speed safe in the Kershaw line, which I, as an enthusiast, think is really cool. My only question is, like, non-knife people really like speed safe, and it sells really well for them. So I'm wondering how knife enthusiasts are going to feel about KVT versus a speed safe. Like, are they going to get pushback from like normal laymen, or are they going to get a positive reaction? Because again, you know, it's just like car enthusiasts, you know, a 6-speed, you know, gearbox versus an automatic. I mean, normal people like automatic, car enthusiasts want a manual gearbox. So, you know what I mean? It'll be interesting to see. I think I'll have a conversation with them about it next, I don't know, later in the year, see what the feedback is from like normal customers who are not enthusiasts. So, yeah. Okay. Let's see here. So Powerful K9's talking about Spyderco, says he wished they'd go back and fix the Nirvana. Interesting comment. I think it's smarter just to release a new model and get the old one out of the way with regard to the Nirvana, because then the problem is that you have two different versions of the same knife, which gets really confusing. If you guys remember the Kaiser, what's that little front flipper? The little front flipper that had like a lot of issues with like gritty and off center and blah, blah, blah. And so Kaiser went back and they did a version 2. And so now when you're going to a dealer, you have no clue if it's a version 1 or version 2, and no one wants the version 1. And so then dealers are left with like version 1 on the shelves because people like message in and say, I only want a version 2. So a lot of times it's better to just drop it and come out with a new model. That way consumers are not confused as to what is what, or people trying to exchange it. It creates much less of a headache to do just a whole new version. But yeah, what was it, Spyderco? Oh, the Python or whatever. I spelled that wrong, guys. Don't look at the spelling. We're not going to look at the spelling. The Python, it looks cool. I mean, it looks like, you know, they may have fixed a bunch of issues. Love that they're using a stainless steel lock insert. Oh, I also like the Jerry Brower. That looked really good. The Techno 2, someone teased pictures of it, but it wasn't in the Blade HQ video with Spyderco. So that means that it's probably still fairly far off. And then they also teased that design with custom knife maker Smock Knives that had a button engaged, activated compression lock with like a minimalist flipper tab. Smock has had a pretty bad reputation for customer service and lead time. So I'm totally down with Spyderco making it, because I know when it comes out, you know, you just buy it from a dealer. No issues, no headache. There's a problem, you send it back. So I think that's cool. I wouldn't buy a custom from him, but I would definitely pick up the Spyderco production version of it. So there's that. Let me look at the comments. I think I'm lagging pretty hard there. Okay. whoa. The Feist, yes, you guys are absolutely right. So it was the Kaiser Feist was the knife that there's a version 1 and version 2. And again, if anything, it just creates a massive headache for us as buyers to figure out which is which. And then if you go to sell it, like on the secondary, and someone's like, well, do you have the version 1 or version 2? And if you're like, oh, it's the version 1, but it's solid, they're like, no, I'll pass. You know, so again, it's just too much trouble. Doing the new model, the Paisan, was the best way to go. And I think they'll have addressed a lot of the issues. Like, I liked it at first, and then the Nirvana was okay. I mean, it was really well done, and I was really happy to see them kind of push the envelope and do something really cool with their Taiwan factory that they, you know, it's not their factory. It's a factory they work with in Taiwan. So got caffeine in my little 20-ounce koozie thing, Cold Keeper. You can fit your full-size energy drinks, but don't drink this crap. It'll kill you. So let's see. What else do we got going on? So Renee was saying he wished the Kershaw Bare Knuckle had M390 or S35VN. I would agree. I wish it had S35VN as well. I just got a Kershaw Dividend in not too long ago, which was a House of Blades exclusive, and that is an S35VN, so I know they can do it. And I'm down with S35, but 14C28N is actually pretty decent. Out of the, you know, the C steels and the N steels and crap, it's definitely the best of the bunch. So, okay. Let's see what else we got here. So Koala Pear said he thinks that Spyderco is going to do a Nirvana 2. News to me. I haven't seen or had anything hinted about that. Do you guys want to know the freaking Spyderco that I'm most excited about? And this is like from their red, like, hold on. Let me pull this up. Okay, where is it? Oh, here we go. So this is a Sinkovich design. This is the full custom, right? But they had they had basically an exact copy of this knife at their prototype booth only. At Blade Show, it was still a ways off. Like at the prototype booth, if they have a functioning prototype, it's getting closer. But if they just have like an actual custom at the prototype booth, it means they're just looking to feedback to see if they should do a prototype. So, I mean, this is the Spyderco that I wait with bated breath. I swear to God, it better not be an S30V. I will lose my shit. It had better be like a really high quality steel. Otherwise, Sinkovich should give this design to ZT because it is phenomenal. So, what was the model called? Damn it, don't know. But anyways, so you can't take pictures at the Spyderco booth, but Sinkovich had one at his table too. So I walked over to his table and took a picture of it, and I posted about it. And I doubt Spyderco doesn't know who the hell I am. They don't care. But if they did see it, they were probably not happy. So yes, please and thank you. Don't use S30V. All right, trying to catch up on the comments. Whoa. Guys, when I try to catch up on the comments, they just freaking blast forward. Okay. Damn. Yeah, so Dr. Frunke is just talking about Smock and, yeah, not doing a great job staying on top of his books. Tomorrow, I should have my Mass Drop Gent. That's finally coming. I pre-ordered that one. I got a shipping notice earlier this week. And let's see. Okay. What are my top 3 from SHOT Show? Ooh, as far as I know, so far, without question, the 0462, the larger version of this knife. Like, again, I freaking love Persian, so I cannot wait for the larger version of this knife. The 0393, like, it's cool, but I have 3 of the 0392s, so I mean, I'm excited, but I mean, I've got the premium version. So the 0462 for sure. I don't know, I'm really digging that Spyderco amalgam, to be honest. And then maybe the Kaiser Theta. If you guys saw that, won some award at SHOT Show. And Elijah's a friend of mine, so always happy to see new crap from him. He's got some other really cool designs in the works with other manufacturers, but So what did the Theta get? It got Best Knife Design Award at SHOT Show. And I'm going to be honest, I didn't even know SHOT Show had freaking awards. I'm not sure, like, I mean, it's a good, I don't know. I don't know who looks at them. I don't know how prestigious it actually is or how much of an impact it has. But it's cool, I mean, that he won it. So there's that. Okay. Dr. Frungy says he's half Persian. Do I love him too? Absolutely. Think about you all the time. Ooh, so Koala Pear has a friend waiting on a knife from Smock Knives, and it was ordered 3 years ago. Damn, that is rough. So Stas wants to know if all 3 of the ZTs are regular production or not. They are. All 3 that have been out so far are regular production. They will have some new limited editions this year. But that's all I can say. So, Zeta's coming out for Wii Knives as well, Renee brought up. So, yes, let's see. Am I missing any? So, Mark Humphreys asks about Topps folders. I'm going to be honest, man, not even slightly, barely interested in the slightest. Maybe when I get it, maybe if I get one in hand, that'll change my opinion, but kind of blah. So Rick was asking if I checked out some of the Almar Private Reserve line. I did not, but I should go back and take a look at that. That sounds interesting. Let's see. Okay, so some of my other notes. So Kaiser Mini Sheepdog, I think that looks kind of cool in the G10 with the pivot collar and stuff. Like, I'm kind of digging that knife. The Theta, again, Elijah's a friend of mine, definitely digging it. Benchmade. So I got some new Benchmades. I got the 2 I was interested in, which were the Mini Crooked River and the Grizzly Ridge. Out of the other new ones, the Vector looked kind of cool with was that like kind of a spear point grind? I thought that one looked interesting. Let's see. But one of the knives, again, this wasn't freaking SHOT Show, but the Custom Knife Factory Satori, I am more excited for that than I am for the Recenti Paisan with Spyderco. Like, hands down, the Satori will be a knife that I acquire as soon as it's available. I think April, again, we've only gotten like little teases of it from Mike at Custom Knife Factory, but if it's as good as my Tegral, like, yes, and yes. Like, super excited for that knife, without question. Let's see. Oh, CRKT, Caligo. Again, don't look at spelling, guys, but it was designed by TJ Schwartz. God, don't look how I spelled his last name either. But he designed my SnuggleBunny logo that's probably here. We've been friends for a couple years, so again, I'm not really a CRKT fan, but because he designed it, I'm interested in it. So I'll go pick one up once Blade HQ gets those in stock. And I think that's it for like the new stuff. Am I missing anything? Like, what are you guys actually excited about? Okay. Oh, Dr. Frank, you didn't know about the Satori, huh? Well, you've had a custom one, so I think you sold them. You should probably get the production one that's going to be coming out from Custom Knife Factory. Koala Pear said the 0427 is dead. It's just taking a really long time to produce. I assume it'll come out this year, and that was a limited edition ZT with Sinkovich. It's kind of ugly, but I kind of like it, and it has a tunable detent system, I think it was. Maybe an adjustable lock bar too. But anyways, it's turned into an absolute bear in terms of manufacturing, so it'll come out at some point. Okay. Yeah. I agree, Mr. Gear Bear. I agree. Topps folders are all unicorns. All right, Stasa. I'll have to go back and look at those and see what's what. Kowalek94 said the Ontario Knife Company Trinity looks good. I think that's was that the Rob Carter design? Looks decent. Aside from the Rat 1 and Rat 2, nothing's really like spoke to me from Ontario Knife Company. But again, maybe I need to spend more time. So Mancove, again, wants to know if the ZTO609 is coming with a pivot tool. No, it is sold separately, but it is only $10. Guys, here's my thing. With regard to taking down knives and like proprietary pivots, my opinion, and again, you're welcome to disagree, is that if it has a stainless steel lock insert and the lock and the pivot has been Loctited, so if it has those two things, I don't really care about being able to take it down, because I'm probably not going to take it down. The knives that I care about, like function, accessible pivots and so forth, are knives that do not have stainless steel lock inserts, because I have to take it apart to clean it. Otherwise, I'm going to get lube and crap all over the damn lock face, and it's going to be sticky, and it's going to piss me off. But if you have a stainless steel lock insert, I mean, because I'm lazy, I'll just blast like CLP in here, let it sit, take compressed air, my compressor, blast it out, and I'm done. Like, I don't have to disassemble the entire knife to do it, and I prefer to do it that way. But again, if it does not have a stainless steel lock insert, I do have to take it apart to clean it. And then, accessibility, torques, pivots, all that stuff becomes a major factor. But with, again, ZT stuff comes properly centered. Action's typically on point. If it's not going to come loose and I don't need to tighten it because they put in blue Loctite and it has stainless steel lock insert, I don't care about being able to take it down, but I'll buy the tool regardless. So again, that's my opinion. That will not be a popular opinion, but it's mine. So, and I'm the only voice here. So type away furiously in the comment section below, and I will may or may not read what you said. All right, let's see. Okay. All right. Kowalek94 said CRKT, PLR, and better materials. Here's the problem, guys. Here's the thing that you have to keep in mind about companies like CRKT. CRKT is they don't make knives. They contract to make knives. They are not a knife maker. Nothing is done in-house. Everything is done overseas. The problem you have with companies like this is that they can only work with certain manufacturers overseas in China, ones that they trust, ones that have been consistent, ones that are honest, ones that don't screw them. And those manufacturers in China, they only have certain capabilities as far as materials they can get their hands on, materials they can heat treat. I don't remember who I was talking to, but one of the problems is that they don't have the proper facilities to heat treat and deal with really high quality steel, or that was the case for a long, long time. Now, obviously companies like Riot and We Knives have invested in the materials and the processes and the experience in order to be able to do those things. But when you have a company like CRKT works with, which is a massive factory in China, they don't have the capabilities to run premium steel. They may not have the capabilities of the machines needed to machine titanium. And so when you're trying to move a behemoth company, like trying to get them to shift, it's not going to end well, right? They don't specialize in those types of things. So people can say, hey, I want to make a knife with better materials all they freaking want, but it is not within their business model to do it. Also, they have, certain customers that are already on board. They have expectations as price points from their customers. We as enthusiasts, let's draw a pie chart here. Here's a pie chart. Here's enthusiasts. This is us. And this is laymen, normal people. This is how much shit they buy. This is what we buy. So we can bitch all we want about, hey, we want you to change your business model. We want you to find new manufacturing partners. We want you to do this and this and this and this and this. But financially, it may not make sense. They may not have the competencies to find someone. Again, we can whine all we want, but it's likely not going to happen for a long time. CRKT tried to do a production with Lion Steel, which was what was the model? Sphinx? Something. It was a $400 CRKT, and people lost their shit. No one bought it. And it got thrown under the bus for anything and everything because people, enthusiasts, this little crazy-ass minority right here, told them that they shouldn't be making, high-quality knives. So the last time they tried this, it blew up in their face. So again, that's my rant on the subject. We can whine all we want, but companies like this are not going to... They just can't go out. It's not easy. It is a very difficult, very labor-intensive, business-shifting, partner-shifting model that... Yeah, there's my rant. There you have it. So we can whine all we want. Is it going to change? Highly, highly doubtful. It's not in their competencies. So I'll get off the soapbox there, see what the comments are saying. Okay. Okay, thoughts on the case flipper on bearings with S35BN made by Southern Grind, Ryan Worker asked. Haven't seen it yet, does sound intriguing. Southern Grind is a good company. They haven't done anything in a while that's really excited me, but they're a good company, so. Oh crap, come on, comments, don't jump on me. All right. Okay. New Hinder line. It's interesting to see Rick Hinder, who designed this. It's interesting to see him start to use a stainless steel lock insert. I think it's a necessary evil. I don't think that Hinder Knives necessarily needs a stainless steel lock insert. Their locks have always been really well done. They've never had issues with lockup and all that other crap like maybe Strider and stuff. But it is a necessary evil that if you are not showing some sort of innovation or improvement or staying with the times, you're going to fall behind. And Rick Hinder is no dummy. So again, unnecessary for them to use the stainless steel lock insert, but I think it is, for the longevity of the company, it's kind of important that they do something. So it's a small change. It doesn't alienate customers. And, one thing at a time, little by little, piano, piano. Okay. Mark asked if I'd seen the Reich Thor skeletonized. I have not. Again, Reich, interesting company. Really hard to keep track of like their models and stuff. Just the communication, distribution channels are kind of confusing for me. So let's see here. Oh, Mr. Gearbear asked about the Kaiser. It's a Michael Venino design, zipper blade, no, zipper something something. Michael was telling me about that knife 2 years ago, I think. It's taken a while to come out and to come into production. It looks cool. Michael Venino's a super cool guy. He's a custom maker, master bladesmith. If you guys see him at the show, definitely go talk to him. Okay, Mark Tudor, also not a fan of CRKT. He said in China can do some amazing stuff. Yeah, we talked about that, though. I went on that rant, so hopefully that answers some of those questions. Okay. Yes, Stern said it was the CRKT hijinks. Thank you for that. Yeah, it was the hijinks. So, again, they tried to do something. They tried to go high end. They really tried, and man, they just got crapped on for it. It was brutal. It was brutal. And the knife wasn't even that bad. It's just people, anytime you do something different, people just put you under a microscope and really come at you hard. If you're going to be doing, changes like that, they have to be small incremental steps. You have to build that following and that trust that, hey, we can produce at this price point. If you just jump the deep end of the pool, consumers don't always agree or, there's backlash. So. Mark Humphrey asked, do laymen buy high-end production knives? No, they do not. The nicest stuff I've ever seen laymen or normal guys, non-knife guys, is Benchmade. And Benchmade, again, great knives, but by no means are they like, high-end stuff. So, yeah. Okay. Whoa, come back. Comments. Okay. Kaiser Zip Slip. Okay, yeah, Stasa, Kaiser Zip Slip. That's the Michael Venino design. Looks cool. I'd happily handle one. Okay. All right. Koalik, are Striders worth the price? Not to me. So, Powerful K9 said, who's the best Chinese company, Riot or we? It's currently still Riot, but that's not to say that We Knife doesn't have the capabilities. It's just that, like, if you look at, like, Beg Knives, right? Beg Knives, what's in my pocket? Perfect. So Beg Knives has been working with Riot for a couple years, and they have really helped them to fine-tune some of their finishing and machining processes. And it's really helped them, kind of bring them up even a level beyond where they were. It's really kept Riot at the forefront of like really high quality Chinese manufacturing. We is just as capable, but they haven't had as much time with like, you know, beg knives like tutelage or input. So we is just as capable. They'll get there, but they may always be like 6 months or a year behind Riot just with the way the timetables are working. With that being said, Riot has like 20 employees and We Knives has like 100 employees. So they're significantly different in size. So, you know, could that make up for some ground? I mean, maybe. That's why We Knives produces like 16 models a year, whereas Riot only brings out a couple. But I mean, the David, who's the owner of Riot Knives, like the guy doesn't sleep. Like he is always, always, always working. So, well, things are good, man. You got to hustle. You know, you can't rest on your laurels. So, yeah, things to keep in mind for like the long-term viability and who's at the top. Differences in company sizes makes a big difference. So, yeah. Okay. Oh, so many comments, guys. I'm going to try to answer everything that I can. Gerber had some new knives. I didn't really look at them, though. I appreciate the fact that they're trying to be less crappy. I really do, because Gerber is like a household name, so nothing but love for if they do get their shiz together. Kaiser had some interesting fixed blades, Kyle said. Absolutely agree. Okay, whoa, what do we got here? So Powerful K9 said he sees some non-knife guys by ZT and Benchmades. Yeah, solid choices. And the odd Microtech, I'd agree with that too. Again, especially like guys who like guns and not knives, they go nuts for out the fronts, man. They love it. It's a lot like a gun, the way it's triggered and stuff. Okay, let's see. So Mitchell saying We Knives is doing a mini glimpse. They are. It looks really exciting. There's also the mini Quaken coming from Riot, and there's a few other designs that I can't talk about. So, but there's some good stuff coming. Okay. Best new Spyderco and biggest letdown from them. Who asked that? That was Ryan Worker. Here's the thing with Spyderco. The best new Spyderco to me, maybe the Amalgam. As far as like the biggest letdown, I mean, the thing with Spyderco is you might look at a Spyderco and you might be like, wow, that's an ugly looking knife. And then you finally get it in hand and you're like, oh my gosh, that's so good. So I never write off a Spyderco until I get it in hand and really have a chance to spend some time with it, because Spydercos typically will surprise you because they're always function first, form second type of company. So yeah, I mean, I'll always have a soft spot in my heart for Spyderco, that's for sure. Nightmare X13. Didn't Piranha come out with a new OTF at the show? Maybe. I've never really spent any time looking at Piranha, to be honest. You know, if I'm going to get an automatic, I'll probably just go with the Kershaw launch before I jump into like Piranha or some of those other companies. So, not Twin asked thoughts on Kaiser slip joints. The only one so far that I've seen was the Zip Slip or whatever from Veneno. If they have other ones, I may have missed them. All right, let's see. What else do we got going on? All right, so that's kind of my ramble on SHOT Show. You know, again, ZT is going to have more offerings coming out this year. I'm interested to see what Hogue does with the HK line. They've only shown serrated versions of the knife model that I think is cool. And I do not want serrated blades, so hopefully they do a non-serrated blade of that. And yeah, so I think that's it for SHOT stuff. Unless I missed anything or something else you guys are like excited about. Okay. Allergies. All right, what do we got going on? Kublade. What's up, my friend? Asked, of the 3 new ZT releases, which one are you getting? Well, all of them, of course. So, yes, all of them. All right. Here's another ZT while we're on the topic. This is the 0010 Ti pen. It's discontinued. I own 2 of them. I should have bought more. I freaking love this pen. Freaking love it. So, favorite firearm from SHOT, Not Twin asks, I don't know, man. I love guns, but guns are hungry. Guns eat a lot of goddamn money. So I try to control myself with guns because, you know, at least with a knife, I buy it. I don't have to feed it every time I want to use the damn thing, right? You just take it out, use it, and boom, you're done. With a gun, man, I can drop. And if you take people shooting too, I mean, you can just blow so much money on ammo that I have to control myself. So no new firearms for me. I did just finally install all the upgrades on my CZ Scorpion after like a year of sitting on them. I was just didn't have time, and I finally made time when my wife was out of town. So I posted some pics of that on Instagram, but I think that's enough to satiate me for the firearms for at least the next 6 months. Beyond that, I want a CZ P10C. I want the CZ Bren 806, I think the model is. It's not even out yet. It's only for military application right now. I want a lot of guns. I want a lot of guns. But let's not get sidetracked. We are talking about knives, even though I want a lot of guns. So, Dr. Frungy said, when the wife is away, the bunny will play. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So, it's just because I had to take the counter over, and then it took me like 3 hours to work to like upgrade the parts because some of the springs were a pain in the ass, and I only had 2 hands and no vise, and so that was a test of patience, no question. All right, so let me show you. So last time I showed you guys the new stuff. I had a lot of new stuff. This time, like, this is the only new thing I've gotten in the last 2 weeks, which is pretty timid for me. Ooh, matching gun / knife, Wilson Combats. Yes, please. Wilson, yeah, I like Wilson Combats. So this is the Bestech Starfighter. And Bestech is another new company out of China. And so, you know, I was interested to try one of their knives out. This thing is $200 at companies like Blade HQ right here. And Bestech has some ugly freaking designs, but this one is very clean, very straightforward. Now, granted, the Starfighter, that name, I think there is a Bob Terzola Starfighter, and I think Spyderco did a crappy VG10, G10 production version of the Starfighter, if I'm not mistaken. So the name's been used several times, but the design is unique enough, original enough that I don't think it copies anything in particular. But, you know, just like some of the other new companies, I mean, quality is spot on, fit and finish is spot on, flipping action is spot on. No question, they have been an OEM producer for years if they're putting out knives this nice. So I'll have a video on this one, but I mean, let's just do a close-up real quick. We'll say, so I don't mind proprietary pivots, but this one, like, you look at it and you think, oh, cool, you can use like a coin. No, you can't, because it's too damn short. It's not wide enough to allow like a coin into there. Maybe a dime. I didn't try a dime. They should have just done like a flathead serration. That would have been better, but rounding the edges means that I had to take a flathead. I had to put like tape over the flathead so that it would not like slip as easily. Anyways, small gripe, but fit and finish is actually really, really good. So whoever they are, they have been doing this for a long time. So there's that one. Let's see. Popsicle stick pivot, Rust and Dust says. Ground penny. Bullet casing. Yeah, maybe. Maybe a bullet casing. Possible. Anyways, it's just, regardless of which, it's just not ideal. Maybe I just didn't think of enough creative ways to get at it, but I did have to Loctite this one after flipping it, you know, 20, 30 times. The pivot was coming a little bit loose. It still stayed center, which was pretty cool, even though the pivot was loose. But again, I don't, you know, when it's like, when the pivot's loose, you get right here and you've got like a rattling kind of going on and stuff, and that irritates me. So I Loctite just about everything, like right next to my light box. Got, you know, a freaking large bottle of Loctite, so yes. All right, let's see what we got going on. Thoughts on Browse doing custom gun mods? Cool. Oh, Not Win said the Starmate. So it's the Bob Terzola Starmate and Spyderco Starmate, not Starfighter. So that was my bad. I got that mixed up. So, yeah. So yeah, Browse doing custom gun mods, cool. I don't know. I mean, I've tried really hard not to get into like $3,000 Glocks. I have some friends that have them, and man, the work's really nice. But again, you know, I can only, my wallet can only take so much abuse with what I've already got going on that I just can't think of like throwing that much money at guns. You know, the other thing too is like I get to, you know, this crap, I get to carry this crap like every day and use it every day. I definitely don't get to carry and use my firearms. Well, I can carry them every day, but I don't get to use them every day, which, you know, is probably a good thing. So yeah, I just get to interact with this stuff more. And so I spend money and more time here. Yeah, so that's my thing. So Jason Thames said, do you think new companies are just using the same machining companies and rebranding? I do not. I don't think that the Chinese companies are using the same machining company and rebranding. Because I've had conversations with people who go over there, and there are a crap ton of machine shops that just do knives within whatever. There's like a specific city in China where like you have 20 or 30 different machine shops that all make knives. Like they all specialize in knives. They're all around each other. And basically what these companies are seeing is like, hey, you know, I'm making these knives for these American companies. They're saying it's an American-made knife, and they're selling it for like $400. When we charge that company maybe like $80 or $100 at most for that knife. So why don't we make knives that are just as good and sell them in the US for $200 instead of, you know, selling it to this company for like $80 and watching them sell it for $400? So that's the reason we're seeing all these new companies is they're looking at like what their products are selling for with a different badge on it, and they're all, screw that, I'll just sell them in America too. So I mean that's how most of these companies came about. You know, We Knives, Best Tech. There are other companies, I don't even know their names, but I mean a lot of them are doing that. So I don't think they're sharing machining. I think there's more than enough companies out there to where there's plenty of machine shops that can do this sort of thing. So, yeah. All right. Okay, let's see what we got going on. Yep, agree, Dr. Frunky. Okay. So Spidey1234 said he had a Best Tech a couple months ago, an S35, and it rusted on me almost instantly. Got it from mass drop, so customer service was great. That's interesting. I wonder where you live and what pH your sweat is. I've seen guys rust things that other people can't, so I don't know, man. That is weird, though. I'll tell you that's weird if it says 35VN. But again, you know, Crucible and some other companies have confirmed that they ship stuff to China on the norm. So I really don't have any issues or concerns, especially with the more established Chinese companies, that the steel they use is legit. But again, I'm not a metallurgist. I can't check this crap. So if I was, then you guys would probably be more interested in my videos, but then I'd be pretty damn boring. So, yeah. Okay, Mark. Yep. Yep, Bad Rattle, yep. Donnie, yep. Not reading that crap out loud, but yes. Okay. Ooh, Makusta Knives. That was a fun company, man. I don't know if you guys remember Makusta Knives. Well, they're still around. They do some fun stuff. Like, I like Makusta. I had a really cool one. Got like a custom pocket clip. Drake Dragonheart asks, why no tie bolt? I had a tie bolt, but I hated the pocket clip. Like, the pocket clip has this little, you know, it kind of curves up the end, has this little bell. And I always wear my shirts untucked, and it was pulling all the threading out of the bottom of my shirts and like basically tearing my shirts up. And so even though I really like the tie bolt, I was like, screw it, which is probably one of the reasons I love this knife so much, is because the clip is fantastic, works well in all pants, has adequate space there, and it does not grab on anything. So I mean, whether it's pens or knives, honestly, like pocket clips are paramount to how functional it is, because we cut, what, maybe 4 or 5 things a day, and so 12 hours a day your knife is clipped to your pocket. Maybe a total of 20 minutes the knife is in your hand, so ratio of pocket time to hand time, we use the pocket clip more than anything else on our knives or our pens, so if it doesn't have a functional clip, it's not worth a damn. Okay, yep, Nightmare X said the acoustic katanas are lookers. Agree, they're just fun knives. I don't know, man. They hit me in the warm and the fuzzies, so. Let's see. Okay. So I think, yeah. See what else do I have going on? Oh, yeah. The main attraction. Whoops. Let's get to it. So as always, Benchmade, as always, Blade HQ puts something exciting and wonderful in this box. And I think their goal, they probably have bets at the office that what can we get him to buy? What can we stick in the box that he will come back and buy? So let's see what Blade HQ put in the Barney and Friends box today. Let's see. Okay. Oh, I feel some nice machining. What do we got? Interesting. Very interesting. Okay. I saw these. Tantalizing choice, Blade HQ. I'm going to tell you guys right off the bat, aesthetically, can't say I'm the biggest fan of this knife. Can't say I'm the biggest fan. Huh. All right, so let's take a look at this one. So this is the HEA Designs Wingman Flipper. There's the price and the model, the Blade HQ item number. So if you guys go to Blade HQ, just search that thing if you want to see these. How many pages we got going on here? Okay, titanium handle. I think this is just like, okay. So HEA Wingman. Let's move that out of the way. This debuted this last year. And yeah, you guys are brutal. Just straight went at it in the comments. The doctor was saying that I gave Barney a rectal exam and pulled a knife out. Yes, I did. If only all Barneys had a knife in the rectal. Moving on. Okay, so Dragonheart said it's a reverse hunchback. Kyle, I won't read it, but something about fisting. And Barney was smiling. You're sick. But I'm laughing. Whew. Yeah, dude, you guys are freaking brutal. So, it's an interesting knife. It is interesting. Interesting. Couple of things. Let's start with what I like. Okay, right off. I mean, again, this is right off the bat. I mean, this is a knife I would have to spend a lot of time with to really wrap my head around it. I mean, it's cool that you've got the see-through stuff from the handle to the blades. You know, and the machining is lined up perfectly. I don't know if you guys can see it here, but this thing also has some really fine mill work. So it's got some nice texturing. It's a nice green color for Dr. Franke. I like the machining, like the mill lines here that are left on it. I think that's really nice. Backspacer's got some nice work. It's nice. The pocket clip. I probably would have omitted the additional triangles in the pocket clip. I get that it's a tie-in, but a little busy. What's the weight? It feels pretty reasonable on this thing. 4.25 ounces. Flipping action is decent. The flipper tab has some jimping, but it's an ugly knife. I mean, there's really no way around it. It's an ugly knife. You know, It's like when someone shows you a baby, look how cute my baby is. You're like, ah, yeah, adorable. But, I mean, I don't, flipping action's good, right? No lock stick, pretty smooth. I'm pretty sure that HEA does all their own machining. I'm not 100%, but I don't think that these are made overseas. But I don't know. I don't know. Okay. Dr. Frankie, that shit's brutal. Okay. Dang, you guys are vicious. Okay, so someone's telling me it's not made in the US. I don't know for sure. I'll take your word for it. Again, I haven't really spent much time looking at the company or the knife, to be honest. Yeah, they don't have on the spec sheet if it's made in the US or not. Again, it doesn't matter. Pretty thin behind the edge. They don't use terribly thick blade stock, which is good. The jimping's really nice on it. Got some 90-degree angles here. Would that impede in cutting? Maybe. Depends on what you're cutting. You know, if you're cutting into a soft, collapsible medium, absolutely. Maybe cardboard. But satin flats, nice clean grind lines here. Nice clean flats, that's good. Custom pivot, that's cool. Lanyard hole, I like the way they did that. But yeah, I mean, you know, it's not anything that I would ever buy, but I think it was a really interesting choice to put in Barney for this week. Pocket clip sharp, right there. That's sharp. Stainless steel lock insert. They did some nice millwork here to make the lock bar relief fairly easy to get to. The lock bar is pretty stiff. I feel like it's going to break in though. I feel like it's getting a little bit less stiff as I sit here and flip it. I'd have to assume the D10 is ceramic. I'm not sure how I feel about that pokey end. Like, this isn't sharp, but you know, it's going right into my hand. As you guys can see as I flip it and stuff, it's sitting in my hand. Not as bad as like the Kaiser Critical. Like the Kaiser Critical, that thing was sharp. This thing isn't sharp, but you know, it's just got a very pokey butt that goes right into your hand here like that. So yeah, not one that I would ever buy, but I'm really glad I got to handle it because, again, sometimes I like people to put things in my hand that I would never buy because it makes me kind of think outside the box or like really look at something differently. So I think it was a good choice for this week. Let's look at some of the comments. I don't know how PG I'm supposed to keep this, guys. I don't know if I can read some of your comments out loud. Like, you know, Blade HQ, they're a family place, right? I mean, I think they are, so I don't know if I can read some of this stuff, even though I'm amused. Dang, so look at you guys, like, initially, not many of you are commenting, but then I pulled this thing out, you guys are going nuts. Shotgun Bowen said, it's like having a cucumber for a handle. I guess. Maybe. I don't know. Okay. Anyways, definitely fun one to check out. I've got someone coming over tonight. I have some family in town. Barney's green. Body part. Okay. It's like a big old green. Okay. Similar thoughts along those lines. Poor Barney. He has no choice what's put into him. Oh man. Okay. Yeah. I can't read half these comments, but I'm enjoying them immensely. So anyways, certainly a fun one to check out. And someone is now here to visit. And yeah, so I guess we will wrap it up there. That is quite the exit. So thanks so much for watching, guys. As always, you can follow me on Instagram as EpicSnuggleBunny, and I'll see you guys soon. Take care.